Hi. um, all right. What's going on, guys? Or guy, girl, somebody, nobody, maybe, possibly, probably. Anyway, my name is Pierce. First video, really, I put on here, and it's honestly not for anybody but myself. And I mean that in a way kind of like, I'm not expecting anything to come from this, right? I'm not expecting fame, fortune, none of that. I'm not expecting a single subscriber, I'm not expecting anyone to watch this. It's really just for me, when I was younger, everybody wants to make a YouTube channel, right? I've always wanted to do a lot. I've always wanted to do a lot in life, right? But you get in your own way. I get in my own way constantly. And I think for me, that's kind of what it's all about, right? Obviously, there's no plan to this. There's no plan. I'm just recording, just talking. But I guess that's the point, because like standing here all day and try to plan out a first video, right, of whatever this is gonna be, whatever I want my channel to be, and plan all that stuff out. But I know for me, I just don't end up doing it, and that kind of, I feel like applies a lot into my life, at least. If anyone watches this, maybe you can feel the same way, right? But at some point, you just gotta do it. Either do it or don't. And I know if I don't, I'm gonna regret it, for sure. Definitely gonna regret it. Even if nothing comes from this, I'm not looking to get a huge following. Really, I'm just looking to document my journey as a human being, as a person, just being better, right? I'm not looking at this as like a self-improvement channel, video. I'm no expert on any of that stuff at all. All I know is that I feel, and I would hope everyone feels this way. And if you watch this video, I would hope you feel this way, because you very much should. But I feel I have a lot of potential, right, in various things. I've done a good amount of stuff, I feel, I got my associate's degree, not a bachelor's, but I'm getting there, right? Got my associate's degree. I have friends, my family is amazing. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I've done stuff a lot of people haven't. I'm a model, right? I'm an actor. I've been in magazines. I've been on screen before. I've done some stuff. But to me, I've always noticed that I'm still not happy, in a sense, right? Not depressed, so to speak, but just I'm not happy with what I'm doing, with how I'm going about my life. Definitely have a lot of flaws, like we all do, right? But some for me, I think, and I was talking to my girlfriend about this the other day, about kind of what stops me from, just feeling like I'm doing something. What's stopping me from doing that? What's stopping me from taking those risks? And I think it took me a while, right? At first, I just said discipline. I was like, discipline is what's stopping me. If I'm just more disciplined, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. And yeah, right, I can definitely be more disciplined. I do not have the best sleep schedule at all. Granted, my job, I'm a server at a restaurant, so obviously anyone who's worked in restaurants knows you're getting off late. There's no consistency in your timing. One day you're working mornings, one day you're working at night, one day you're working a double, one day you're closing, so it's just, sleep schedule is not the best, and, definitely could work on that. What else isn't the best? I guess there's a lot that I guess I can kind of pinpoint, right? I know I've had my issues with, my diet. I work out a lot. I work at like 5, 6 days a week. And if I'm not working out, like I said, I'm a server, so I'm walking all the time, walking 15,000 steps, 20,000 steps, just constantly my feet constantly moving, but my diet hasn't been where it should be. You know, I drink more than I should. I probably smoke more than I should. Not that I don't think I have any issues with that. I don't have like an addiction to it. You know, I've chilled out on drinking. I only drink on the weekends now. You know, I've been trying to get my food, my diet better and all that stuff. But, you know, there's still more. You know, I think my attention span isn't the best. I get distracted a lot, you know, and we all do, right? Especially with the phones now. I mean, it's easy just to pick up your phone and scroll. It's easy to pick up your phone and watch some YouTube video, watch a reel, go on TikTok. It's so easy to do that now versus like trying to lock in and doing something that is even helping you out. It doesn't have to be something like super productive. It could just be reading a book, you know, but still with that, I've been, you know, making a point to read more. I've got a couple books, you know, physical books, right, to read at night. I also have a book on my phone that I'm reading when I'm at work and it's slow. Instead of just scrolling all the time, I can at least look at my, you know, read, you know, something, just small steps that I've been trying to progress in. And there's so much more. There's so much more that I'm not necessarily happy with, you know, myself. Again, I know I have my associate's degree. I don't have my bachelor's degree. I'd love to get that at some point in time. I mean, I'd love to start my own business. I'd love to get out of my own way and really put myself out there, you know. And again, for me, I think a big thing for me, and to kind of double back on what I was talking about with my girlfriend the other day about the conversation we were having about what, you know, why do I feel like I'm not where I want to be and what's stopping me and all that. Initially, it was discipline, but thinking on it a couple days afterward, I was really like, you know what? I think I'm more tied up in my potential and the potential people see than me actually doing something. Because if I just stay in a certain area, a certain spot, people are always going to see the potential. People are always going to be like, oh man, you could have did this, could have did that. You had so much, you could have done this. And you know, they can think these grand things in their head. I can think these grand things in my head of like, well, I could have did this and I could have did that, but I didn't for whatever reason. But I've used that as a crutch, you know what I'm saying? I've used it as a crutch to not put myself out there. I've used it as a crutch to not, you know, go 100%. I've used that to stay where I'm at, in a sense, right? And I'm honestly just kind of over that, realistically, and that's why I'm making this video. I mean, I'm rambling. There's no point to this video other than just me kind of starting, because again, I've always wanted to do something, and it's just, I just got to do it. I just got to do it. So, I mean, I'm assuming no one's ever going to watch this. No one's ever going to see this. No one's ever going to see me, and that's okay, because I'm not doing it for anyone specifically. I'm really just trying to document myself becoming a better person in whatever that means. Like, that could be academics, that could be just physically, that could be mentally, that could be emotionally, that could be so many different things. I just want to try new stuff. I just want to be able to document something and look back when I'm older and just see the process and just see how I've grown as a person. You know, and if anyone decides to subscribe, or if anyone decides to join me on that journey, right, that's amazing, right? That'd be so cool. Sorry, I got a little excited. But no, that'd be super cool. And I think it's nice to kind of get a community of people just supporting you, you know what I'm saying, and just feeling support all around. Because if that were to happen for me, I would never look at it as like, oh, I'm looking for support. I would be giving the support right back. But again, that's so much in the future. I'm not even like looking towards that right now. I'm really not. I'm just kind of, again, I'm just rambling. So sorry if I'm just talking a lot. But I definitely think that for me, you know, and I'm sure a lot of other people are just kind of over themselves, just kind of fed up, just tired of the same bullshit, or tired of just, I don't know, just not being happy with what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And that's me for sure right now. You know, I've had various conversations with my friends, my girlfriend, my mom, my dad, you know, just wanting more and living in the past and regrets. I should have done this. I should have did that. If I was younger, I would be doing this. And if I could go back to 18, I would do that, you know, and that never helps anything at all, you know. And obviously I'm not old, right? I'm not an old guy. I still have a youth to me. I'd like to think so. So it makes no sense for me to be sitting here thinking about like, oh my God, like if I just did this when I was younger, I'd be in such a better place. And now it's just, because it's like, bro, like you can do that stuff now. I mean, not everything, right? Obviously. But there's so much you can do now, so much I can do now to better myself in the future. I figured why not, you know? Let me just fucking do something. Let me just fucking put a video out there. Let me just start doing something. Let me just start it. Let me just start, right? Instead of just thinking of how everything can go wrong or hiding in the potential that I feel I have or people feel I have and using that as a reason to not do something. Like, how about you just do it? And if it doesn't work out, cool. And if it does, great. But the thing is, again, like, I'm not looking at this as a way to do anything. This is more so just documentation for myself. Yeah, and I just kind of feel like something needs to change. What is it? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna find out, and I plan on trying to document that. I'm not looking to be a vlogger. I'm not gonna be every day is gonna be, oh, look at me doing. I'm gonna go grocery shopping, and then now I'm cooking. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like maybe like if people want to see that, or if that's something that I feel is something worth recording. But that's not the point. I'm just looking to show progress as a human being. You know what I'm saying? As a human being of growing, becoming something more than what I already am now. Not just for me, but for everybody around me. My family, my friends, my girlfriend, my coworkers, my acquaintances, the people that I see on the street. Or people that might watch this video. Because I think at the end of the day, for me, I just want to be a great human being, and whatever that means. And everyone's gonna have a different definition of it. That I guess everyone's gonna have their own meaning, but what great means, what being great means. I don't even know what that definition is for me. I have an idea in my head, right? But I don't know what being great is. And when I was younger, being great was, money, right? Money, status, and then you get older, and being great becomes, being mentally intelligent and just aware, and whatever the case is. And as you get older, it could become family. It could become a great dad, become being great grandfather, CEO, whatever that is for you. Everyone's on their own journey. I'm on my own journey for sure. I've had plenty of lows. I've had great highs, and I'm looking to just kind of maximize the experience for myself. I feel like I've definitely been holding myself back a lot. For no other reason than, probably fear of failure, right? But also fear of success, because what happens if I do what I want to do? What happens if I do get there? Then what? Now I have to perform. Now I have to, I'm already in the room. Now I have to do something with it. So it's easier for me never to step in the room and think about what I would do, or just, like, oh man, if I was there, I'd be doing this, and this. But but would you though? So I'm just kind of tired of the hypotheticals. I'm tired of just talking about shit realistically. I'm ready to just do something. Ready to be a beginner again. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to just experience life and just grow. And I guess that's what this channel is about. That's what this channel is just about, me and my path to being something, being more than what I am now, being happier than what I am now. And again, I don't say that to say I'm depressed and I don't want to be here, but have I had moments where I'm really down? Absolutely. I get super down on myself. I'm a very negative person towards myself. I'm very positive outward to other people and, whatever other people are doing. I have a very positive mindset. But towards myself, and I'm sure plenty of people can relate, I'm a very negative person towards myself. Like, oh, you're dumb, you're stupid, why can't you, what's wrong with you? Why can't you do this? Why can't you be like that? Why can't you be like them? Or they're doing, and it just, it gets a lot. It gets a lot and brings you down. It brings you down, makes you feel like you're not doing anything. When you're doing a lot, you're doing so much, and sometimes you just have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture of where you've came from. And that's been something I struggle with for sure. Again, and that's because, in my head, I know I'm worth more, I can do more. People have told me I'm worth more, I can do more, but I'm not doing it. So it just gets more and more depressing when I see that. When I look in the mirror and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing in my life? What am I doing? What did I do yesterday? What am I going to do tomorrow to try to be something more than what I already am, And there's been plenty of times where nothing happens, where I live the same day, where I don't learn anything, where I don't try anything new, where I don't put myself out there. And you know, that's not gotten me where I want to be. You know, I've met great people, right? I met great people through my journey of just life. I've been places. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I haven't left my hometown, I haven't done stuff, but not enough for me, you know. And yeah, I do think I'm destined for great stuff. I really, honestly do. I really do. I don't know. It's just a feeling. It just like it's something I can't deny. And like I said earlier in the video, I would hope people feel the same way, because everybody's destined for something, you know. And it's a lot easier to say that you're not destined for something, or you're trash at something, or you're horrible at something, than it is to actually just believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is, I feel like, the hardest thing to do. It's a lot easier to shit on yourself and never put yourself out there. So I guess really, if I had to put it on paper, this is what this channel is about. It's a reinforcement for myself, to myself, about just believing myself and showing myself where I've came from the beginning to the future. Whenever I end this, whenever I look back on these videos, you know. And yeah, I know it's not going to be an easy process. I mean, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to have to kind of be real with myself about, and kind of have to take into account and see if that is pushing me forward in the direction I want to go, or not, you know. So we'll have to see about that. I know for me, there's a lot of things I want to learn to do. There's a lot of creative avenues I'd love to go down. And again, none of this is just to be, oh, I'm gonna be this uber creative, just genius, this and that, I'm making millions. Like, no, maybe that'd be great, right? But no, like, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just wanting to maximize myself as a human being. I want to learn to play the instruments. I want to learn to create this. I want to learn, you know, the philosophical aspects of life. I want to learn the mathematical aspects of life. I want to learn the scientific aspects of life. I want to learn the emotional aspects. And just when it's all said and done and I'm on my deathbed, I just want to be satisfied with the life I lived. You know, satisfied with the life I lived, just knowing I did what I could, not having regrets, or at least limiting the regrets. You know, you're always going to have regrets, because you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice about something at some point in time. So you're always going to have regrets, but I'd love to minimize those. And, you know, just feel like I lived life, like actually lived, didn't just exist. I wanted to actually live, and that's kind of the whole thing. And that's what I've been ruminating with for the longest time now, years really, because you just feel so stuck and so down, and you do things but you're not happy with it, and you're just I mean, and again, that goes into just being negative, but yeah, I guess that's what this channel is about. That's what this video is about, is just an introduction to what I want to do, what I plan on doing, which is, you know, just living, just trying to be the best me I could possibly be, the best Pierce I could possibly be. And again, I mean, if anyone ever ends up watching this video, if anyone ever ends up subscribing to the channel to join me on the journey, or to shit on my journey too, because there's plenty of people out there that are just out there just shit on people, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine, for real. Welcome, I guess, you know. I'm going to try my best to try to be consistent with these, you know, as much as I can, and try to give you insight on what's going on with my life, and what's just how life's going, and how I'm feeling about things, or towards myself, or towards a certain situation I had to deal with. And, you know, I'm just going to try to be transparent as much as possible. And again, just bring you along the journey of Pierce, I guess. Not that my life is super interesting or is even worth watching. But it's a life nonetheless, you know. And, you know, my experiences are going to be unique to your experiences, and that might be something that you can learn from. Maybe not. Maybe not at all. Or maybe I can learn from you guys, if someone wants to say something to me. You know, I don't know. I really have no idea where this is going to go, or how this is going to, you know, end. But I know that this is something I've wanted to do for a long time. This is something that I've stopped myself from doing for a long time. Again, just because of the self-doubt I've had about just all this stuff for myself. So, I mean, I guess this is just the first step. This is the first step to something bigger, something greater. I have no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And I'm just glad I was able to put it out there, put it in the air, and just kind of release. So, I guess that's it. I don't know. Thank you, though, for watching or listening or scrolling past it. And I'll see you guys another time on the next video. Should be soon. I have a lot of stuff that I want to figure the fuck out, right? So you guys gonna figure it out with me. Horns going on out there. I got people trying to meet me at some point in time today. They're just called me and I'm over here recording, right? But either way, welcome, I guess, to my channel. All right.